I was just going to ask somebody, how can I go live? I'm going live. This is Yvette Hermann. Welcome to Artful Connections. This is Art Force Iowa's way of reaching out to the people we love in times when we can't be there in person. Our Artful Connections are a fun, safe way that you can join us at 11:30 Central Time or 12:30 Eastern Time and just make art along with us. Hello, Alice. Hi, Emma. Hi, Christine. So glad you're here. Hi, Zach. My name is Yvette with Art Force Iowa. We're going to get started pretty soon making some art. Thank you for the coaching. Jasmine's here too. Eric, you found me again. Thank you so much. I started off on my personal Facebook page and now I'm on the correct place, which is the Art Force Iowa Facebook page. And we're going to do some Artful Connections today. I would like to let you know what you need to get, and I apologize if you heard this already. You can tune it out. But we're going to need some paper. I don't have white paper at my house, so I chopped up some other paper I had. You could use yellow pad. You could use copier paper. You could use newspaper, because what we're doing today is going to be kind of abstract, so you can just draw right over the newsprint, and I'll be doing that a little bit today too. You'll also need a Sharpie. That's a pretty fancy supply. How about a black crayon or a dark thing to write with, something that leaves like a heavier kind of line. And then I have some colors lined up. You could grab crayons or markers. I've got some pastels here, oil pastels. I also pulled out some watercolors, so I could work with watercolors if I wanted to. Go ahead and get whatever supplies that you'd like. Some colors, a black marker, some paper. I would like to credit our music. Maids are a Des Moines band. They're amazing. Check them out on anything. They just look like that, Maids. Very chill. I used to do aqua aerobics using Maids music. It's kind of got that. All right, so I'm so glad you're here to do art with me today. You're going to get your supplies, and we're going to start making art in about 2 minutes. I'm going to just go through a little bit of a ritual that I'm trying to develop. So we'll do 3 dings of the bell. Makes me want to do this. Looks like we've got 13 people on. Hi, 13 people. Okay, so the 3 dings of the bell I learned from someone else, and it just seems like a really good number. You're supposed to let it fade in between, and I feel like it just kind of cleared the negative energy out of the area that I'm in. Now the nervous energy is still there. All right. So hopefully you've gathered your supplies, and you're going to hear me say get your stuff over and over again to whoever new comes on. So Taylor, oh yeah, I got to give a shout out to Taylor because I'm wearing his shirt. Des Moines is poppin' in our individual homes today with our clean hands and our good hygiene. Okay, so the supplies you need: a marker, some colors, could be crayons, could be markers, could be a highlighter, and 2 other things that you have. And we're going to take a line for a walk. What's up, MB? I'm glad you're here. MB, get some supplies. Any paper, like any paper. blank. I cannot close the blinds behind me. Does that help? Oh, this is Pablo's shirt. Oh, man. Pablo. All right, Taylor, it's your cohort. Sorry that I misremembered that. Okay. So, are you ready to start making art? Emma is. If you have to jump off, that's totally fine. All right. So we're going to start with our marker. And we're going to take a line for a walk, right? That's just a fancy way of saying draw a line that goes on and on and on and on. So I think you can see my paper, and I'm just going to start by drawing a line that curves, and then it might zigzag, and then go around. Should the line cross itself? That is a super good question. You decide. I want to say you can't do this wrong. I am not a visual artist. I learned this particular exercise from a guy named Ben Heinen with Des Moines Public Schools. But I work with artists every day, and I learn all kinds of tricks from them about like how to not judge yourself as you're working. Hi, Emmy. If you want to make art, please do. All I've got is, right now, a marker and my line. See, I'm not supposed to really pick up my pen during the line, but I did. So I'm just going to go right back to where I left off and keep on going. So try not to judge your line as it goes, right? You're like, the marker might make it thick or thin or kind of look hairy or really smooth or jagged. It's okay. If you're not used to drawing, this feels really weird. I feel like that diplomat who had his kids in the background. There's a viral video a while ago where a baby climbed into the photo of a really important like news conference thing, and then the nanny came to go get the baby, and somebody else came in, and everybody was trying to hide from the camera, but it was very obvious, and the guy who was speaking got kind of annoyed. We have a special guest. Who's our special guest, Jasmine? Oh, it's Louie. So I'm still drawing my line here. I have a pretty big piece of paper, so I'm really going for it. My marker's not that great either, and I don't mind. I'm going to, like, in the mood to, like, use up everything I have. Stop wasting things. My line is still going. Don't judge your line. Ugh, there's a spot that went happy. Woo. All right. Hi, Heather. So you can see there are places where like the marker was heavier and thicker and places where it was kind of like plop. And I tried not to, hi Jim. I tried not to judge the stuff that I was doing and just like kind of let it go. I also tried not to cross lines. But guess what? We're gonna do this again before we do the next step. Art is an iterative process. means you do it over and over. I watched Jonathan Fusco do something yesterday, and he started off with really light lines and then just built on top of it layers and layers, and I cannot draw like him, but I like the idea of layering and just being confident that, okay, if there's a mess here, there's going to be something that goes on top of it later. We'll just see. All right, so I've got another blank piece of paper, kind of blank. It's got that UPC code. I'm cool with that. I'm going to take another line for a walk, and this one I didn't cross lines, so this one I'm going to cross lines and just see how that goes. Are you ready? Are you drawing along? Hey Pio. Hey Lamar. I invite you to draw along. All you need is a marker or something dark, blank paper, and I'll be here till 12:30 Central Time, 1:30 Eastern Time, drawing. Okay, taking my next line for a walk, and I've got a different song. It's got more like so now I'm paying attention to where the white space is and going into it, just to right over that UPC code. It helps if you stick your tongue out too. That one went a lot faster. Okay, I'm not judging this, but like the word that's coming to my mind is like scribbly. This just feels not scribbly, but scribbly. It's nice to see that we got people on here. Yay! We're taking a line for a walk. I'm not a visual artist, but I play one on Facebook Live. I really want to thank the maids, not the maids, I want to thank maids for this awesome soundtrack, royalty free. All right, I took 2 lines for a walk. You can post your stuff after we're done with this, right on our Facebook wall. That would be amazing to see. So, oh, hi Amy, glad you're here. Hi Maggie, glad you're here. Yeah, if you have to jump off and jump back on, that's totally fine. I'm about to take my 3rd line for a walk. It's okay if this is your first one. I'm out of paper, so I'm going to deal with using some newspaper. And I'm going to find a page that's like maybe doesn't have too many pictures. Not possible. I'm going to just find a page. How about this one? Yay! Okay. So I said not too many pictures, but I'm going to use one with a picture. And I think what I'm going to do is fold the paper so that it fits my working space, and that will be my palette. And maybe I'll keep some of the text. So I just decided that's my palette. And I'm going to take a line for a walk right over the top of this. And I'm going to use my juicy Sharpie, not my kind of old Sharpie. All right, taking a line for a walk. This time I am not going to cross lines. So I'm just going to start in a corner, and I'm going to try to come back to that same spot at the end. I keep going from one corner and then I'm trapped in the other corner, so I'm going to try to find a way to come back to my initial spot. I'm going to even make like a little tail over here so I remember to come back here. I'm just drawing right over this newsprint a line. This line is not going to cross itself, but yours could. And my lines are kind of flowy, but you could put like jags in there. Angles, like steps and boxes. You could do like a lightning bolt. Or some swirlies. Let's see. It's harder to see what I'm doing when I'm on newsprint. But all I'm doing is taking a line for a walk. And just let your eye sort of travel to the places where there are no lines. And if you have to lift your pen or your marker, that's okay, just put it back down in the same spot. Don't judge your lines. Some are thick, some are thin, some are cute, some are like... Thank you so much for moderating, Art Force friends. I've got somebody handling comments for me, which is a super luxury. All right, I think my line has been walked all the way. Cool. All right, so I have my 3 lines that I took for a walk. I feel like I want to do one more before I decide which one is going to get color today. I'm going to go on a yellow pad. If you're just joining us, we're taking a line for a walk. We are listening to Maids. This is Art Force, Iowa. And we're happy to serve you with art. That is so unprofessional. So is this cat's butt. I know. Oh, goodness. Okay. Fortunately, I have a forgiving team at Art Force, Iowa, because there should be no pets in our videos, but this pet yowls when you put it behind a locked door, and that's very stressful. So we're going to try to make sure this guy behaves. All right, I'm going to take my 4th line for a walk after that lovely oops. Here we go, there's a corner of my paper right there. Again, I'm going to not cross lines, and I'm going to try to bring my line all the way back to where I started. And I want to encourage you to do that because that makes your adding color a little bit easier. So after you've taken 3 lines for a walk, maybe you feel a little bit more comfortable that you can resolve your line all the way back to where you started. I always start in this corner. I'm not sure what that's about. That's like my northeast position. But I'm going to start at a different corner this time to shake it up. I could also do it with my left hand, but maybe I'll save that for if we have a lot of time, because that's kind of painful to watch. So taking this line for a walk, hopefully with you. Making any old shape, but not crossing. You can do like an S shape. You could do a wormy shape. You could do a wave. You could do like steps, angles. You could go slow. You could try to speed it up and see what happens there. I feel like that changes the weight of my line a lot, like how thick or thin it is. Who do we have joining us? Oh my gosh, Marnie's here. We're drawing lines. Marnie and Bamala's here? Get it. So here's my happy little line. And I'm going to try to finish it where I started it. I'm not crossing. And then I left myself this really tiny so that's where I ended up. And then I really struggled to finish my line because I started here and then I had to travel all the way across the bottom like that. But that's okay. Not judging. Whenever I show these drawings to my husband, he always sees words in them. I didn't try to put a word in there. You see any words in here? Hey Ron, welcome. Draw lines with us. So do you see any words? I don't really. I think I might see an M. I wish I could see yours. So glad you're here. So we took some lines for a walk. And now we're going to choose which one we want to add color to. Which one gets color? You could color right on top of newsprint. It actually works. If you have better quality art materials, they probably look better. But I think I'll work on a white sheet. And I'm going to choose one where the lines don't cross. Maybe I'll just work on this one. All right. Now you get to choose your color palette. So whatever colors you want to add to this. And the way that I learned this and the way that I'm kind of obsessed with doing it is using Roy G. Biv colors. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. It cheers me up. The sun hasn't really been out enough to do that for me. So I'm going to choose some really rich colors. But if you have like a highlighter and another color highlighter and another color highlighter, just like line them up in what order you think they look best. So I'm going to take some time. I'm going to reset the music and I'm going to choose my color palette. Let me know what colors you choose. Hi December, glad you're here. So there is time for you to catch up and take a line for a walk and draw one. If you're just joining us. I took my line for a walk over here. And now I'm going to choose my color palette. You could choose like 6 colors, you could choose 3. I'm going to do the rainbow. And this is what my yellow looks like. Yellow. I'm going to choose a really nice bright green. And work on my DJ situation. I think I'm using all of the bandwidth in the house. In the neighborhood? Yeah, you don't want me to sing for you. Yay, Ron, get started. Okay, it says my music's playing, it's just not. Oops, that's too much volume. All right, working on the music. So share what color palette you're using. I'm doing red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. I have to choose a good blue. This blue. And then indigo. That's like dark blue, right? Maybe I'll say, this is my blue. And this is my indigo. Blue, indigo, and a violeta, violet. It's a nice rich purple. There we go. Cool. I'm going to work on the music. You get your color palette going. All right. Come on, baby. Maids play. Okay. Put your tool on the paper and draw some lines. We did all that. Colored pencil totally works. Yeah, whatever you have at home. So I'm going to choose my starting place. Here. This looks a little bit like a dragon, like a kind of a friendly dragon right there. So I'm just going to use my colors in the order that I chose them. So there's my first color. And then I'm not even worrying like where it ends. I'm just choosing to end it wherever I want. And then I'm going to put my next color. And some people like really enjoy coloring. Coloring. I struggle with it. Like my strokes are like there's a curly cue in there, and then I scrub back and forth on here, and then I go round and around, and then I do the edge. So it's kind of interesting to just like pay attention to what your strokes are doing. And if you want to be like scratchy with it, be scratchy with it. If you want to press hard, press hard. I like to press hard with oil pastels because otherwise they don't do much at all. So I'm on my third color and I'm just going inside the lines, and I don't really know where I'm going next. I can't really tell what this drawing, like, I guess I could pay attention now and be like, okay, I'm going to go up here and then I'm going to go through here, right? So it's kind of a lot of coloring, but coloring's pretty good for times like these. It's like fine motor movement, like right small. And it just occupies your brain in a way, and to me, in a way that, I don't know, makes it like waste less time on silly things like, will I ever retire? Or am I doing enough exercise? Or is the world gonna be okay? I hope you're coloring with me. So let me show you where I am right now. So I'm going to hit a dead end here, and then I'm going to start right back there. And then the rules I made for myself are that I'm going to keep Roy G. Biv, so over here I would do green again, and then the blue would come after that. Coloring is therapeutic. My mom's here! Yay! That makes me really happy. It is super hard to be separated from family right now for me, for everyone. So what we did was we kind of just made our own coloring page. Oops, back to green. And I'm really not worried about how this is going to come out or whether it's going to be good, because I just did it on yellow paper. I did a bunch of them. I can do another one later. And this isn't about like how it looks at the end. It's just about the time that I spend doing it Breathing. Super important to get some deep breaths in every day. Most of us breathe so shallow. People complain if we breathe too loud, right? Yeah. Jasmine, meet my mom. Maybe we'll both post your art later on the Facebook wall. So I would love to see whatever it is that you do. I would even love to see if you start one and give up on it. That's interesting to me too. I used to be an English teacher and I always loved like what people crossed out or crumpled into a ball. There's always like some piece of something on there, like always a little flash of imagination or genius that might scare somebody or doesn't get exactly where they want it to go, so they're like, I love that stuff. I like the blue indigo violet part. It's like too much blue, but I love it. It's like half of the rainbow is on the blue part of the spectrum. Jim, go get some colored pencils. Yeah, finer points are better. I'm not judging, right? I can't really get anything gorgeous on there. But, you know, who cares? Yeah, it's okay to leave and go find something to color with. I was thinking of doing this like maybe with, like you could use coffee or beet juice, or I don't know, what else could you use? Put stuff in the comments. Stuff that you could use to color with that isn't necessarily a coloring tool. What could you color with that isn't a traditional coloring thing? Like what could you paint with? I wonder if you could use like herbs, like cinnamon, what's that yellow stuff? Yellow stuff. All right, so we took a line for a walk and made our own coloring page. And right now I am following my color palette, which is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And I'm just going to keep on following. I've reached the dead end here and here. And now I'm just going to pick up my blues, go in here, and then just follow this crazy trail wherever it goes. Turmeric, that's the yellow stuff. I think you could maybe paint with turmeric. Probably not on yellow paper. Okay, where am I? I need a blue. So the question on the table right now is, what else could you color with besides regular art supplies, stuff that you have at home? I have some really inexpensive watercolors that kind of look like beet juice. All right, so I'm up to my indigo again. I hope you're coloring. So I have to say that I have been doing these taking a line for a walk drawings for almost a week now because I can't draw very well, and I would love to draw like a beach scene or something, but that's maybe for next week. And this is just something that helps me just work with materials and not judge my ability to do something that looks real. I'm also kind of noticing what color I'm gravitating towards. Like as you color, which one is making you happiest as you use it. Like I don't like the yellow because, well, I love the yellow, but it's just a really tiny piece, so it doesn't feel good in my hand. I really like this red because it comes out great on the paper. But I just broke it, so it's about to be a small piece again. Or another small piece. It's all right. Okay. All right. If there's any young people out there who are working on these, I would super love to see what your creations look like. This take a line for a walk thing, I'll admit, when I looked at it on YouTube to like get some pointers, it's for grades 1 and 2, which is plenty advanced for me. Oops, I almost skipped orange. Oh, I'm feeling this orange though. I think I like fiery colors today. That's not usually my thing. Yeah, pink or purples are really good ones. Emma's coloring too. So you could post anything that you want in the comments. You could do like a question for me or a weird art supply that you're using. You can just tell us how your day is going. I've been avoiding the news, except when I don't avoid it, and then I always regret it. I have strong opinions about what people should be doing right now, and that's staying home. And I think if I was a teenager, I would need to be told by the government how serious this was. And I wish our government would do that. Okay, I just got to a weird spot in my drawing. It branches off. So I'm just gonna follow one branch and maybe it ends right here. And then I'll follow this other branch later. But right now I'm just gonna go this way. It's kind of fun because you don't even really know what's getting color until you get there. And I think you should always start at one place and work your way in. If I started over here, that might be a space that's supposed to stay white. And then I'll be like, oh. Cody's using markers from college. Good job finding those, man. I love the way the colors of the rainbow just like, I want to say vibe together, but they don't really vibrate. They do something else. They swim. Yeah, I think these colors swim together. Oh, I went outside the lines. Oh well, doesn't matter. It's okay. Eric missed crayons? Oh, like you didn't know to get crayons right away? You must have crayons at home. Well, I think Eric must have crayons at home. You could use markers. And I'm working slow enough that you can definitely catch up. Or you could finish this like later. Or just decide that it's an unfinished piece. Take a picture of it and post it on our wall anyway. So I don't think anybody has suggested a new, like a stuff you could use at home if you don't have art supplies. I think our list right now is beet juice, turmeric, and coffee. I'm noticing that the purple is really... It's not covering the paper really well. It could be the fact that I'm working on legal paper. But I'm just going to let that texture be part of it. It adds visual interest. The smearing.
Oh, time for the tiny red one.
If you hear creaking, that is my husband trying to sneak down the steps of our 110-year-old house. Yeah, I'm really feeling this red and orange. What colors are you feeling right now? Okay, so I hit another dead end over here. So this will probably be purple, and then I'll go to red right there. I mean, you can make your own rules. I just made up my own RGB rules. Kool-Aid is a good idea. Hello powder. That stuff's expensive. That was a candle. So I had a little struggle over here. I wasn't really sure what to do, so I just sort of solved it by like doing that. And now I'm going to do my orange. But it's shaping up kind of cool. Pretty hard to comment in color, and I hope you're just getting absorbed in the coloring. It's red and orange though. I'm kind of enjoying being quiet right now. I don't want to do coronavirus banter. I could see where you would want a finer point to get into your little nooks and crannies that you make with your adventurous lines. I'm letting myself just get kind of smudgy. Oh, which is indigo and which is, oh, there we go. Oh, maids, come back to us. Here's another. Now playing. Except nothing's playing. Let me get that going. Oh, someone jumped off, but they already posted their picture. Thank you so much, Zach. So we have about 10 minutes left together. I don't know if I'm going to finish this. I may have to spend, yeah, I'm not going to finish this in 10 minutes for sure. But that's okay. Because I made a bunch of lines that I can color in later. And I hope you enjoyed coloring your own little abstract drawing. You could use this for a little bit of metacognition, right? A little bit of like self-check, like how am I feeling, right? Like how is this one feeling? Oh, Alice, I'm glad yours is a happy fella. Make sure you send that to us. I love a happy fella. Or a happy gala? A happy persona? Oh, these colors are blending weird. All right. I'm not judging any of that spotchiness in there, right? If you look at it like this, it looks super great. All right, I feel like I should probably start to clean up. It's a good practice to clean up. Art Force Iowa will be going live every weekday at the 11:30 Central Time. I will not be the only artist. We're going to have a piano player. We have people doing wood carving, visual art. We're just going to be bringing as many things to you that we think we can show you how to do with stuff that you have at home or things that you could just enjoy and have on in the background as you maybe have your lunch at home after you worked from home in the morning. I'll take a minute and just show you some of the stuff that I've done so far. And you can post your work in progress. Here's my first one. And my husband Eric says you can see the word peace in here. And then there's a sock. So I like that as my first one. Then I messed around with not using rainbow colors. And I have like lines that don't cross and then lines that cross. And then when you have lines that cross, you just have to fill in the background so it looks good. And I don't know, I really am just feeling the rainbow colors. This was oil pastel on newspaper. And this one is watercolor and oil pastel. And this one is all watercolor. I don't have a good set of markers at home, but I think this would look really nice with markers or good colored pencils too. I think this is my mom's favorite. I'll hang it on my refrigerator for you, Mom. So definitely snap a photo of your artwork before you hang it on the refrigerator or while it's hanging on the refrigerator and send it to us. We're trying to build a community of people who just want to be together and share a little bit of love and make some art and not judge ourselves, right? This is a safe place for us to make a mess. I really, really appreciate you spending this time. Yeah, looking for a great closing to have. I have 4 whole minutes left, so I think I'm going to take a minute to do something that I really want to integrate into almost like every interaction I have in a workshop space. So I do have to read this, but here is my closing. It's always good to close and reflect instead of just run out of the room, right? So I just want to share that ArtForce Iowa welcomes people of all genders, people of all ages, people who can communicate in more than one language. Body language is a language. People who are immigrants or who have ancestors who migrated. People who are survivors. People who like to talk and people who don't. People who are introverts or extroverts or any place on that spectrum at any time. People from all over the world. People who have loved ones who are locked up or far away. People who are locked up. People who have struggles with their guardians or caregivers. People who have family members that they miss who are no longer here. And the indigenous people of this land who took care of it for 10,000 years before us. That's who's welcome here. I'm giving you all a giant hug right now. I feel the love. I see the little heart icons, and I really, really, really appreciate that love. I'm so, so grateful for you. Have a wonderful day. Make art. Make your food art. Make the way you sleep art. And I can't wait to see you in person again.